Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. These are the post-fight reviews for the Nick Campbell and Nicholas Asberry fights, which were in Belgrade. So this was a card put on by Martin Michalajik. So you had Campbell facing Jozsef Kormany, and that's where we'll start. We'll come to Asbury a little bit later. So this was all over, pretty lickety split. Campbell, who is the big 6'7" Scottish former football player, rugby player I should say, he was facing Jozsef Kormany. So he had Kormany down twice in the first round, hooks to the body, and it was very similar. If you saw his first fight, coming forward, good engine, throwing a lot of punches, a lot of volume, and Kormany just really wasn't able to cope with it. Down twice, and it was all over. So Campbell, yeah, I mean, he did what he had to do. It was a second pro fight. It was never going to be against a killer. But there is the word on the street, quite a bit of interest in Nick Campbell, and that potentially he could be signed by a major promoter soon. And given there's not too many prospects coming through in the sort of UK scene at the moment, I mean, you can think of the likes of, Solomon Dakers, you also have Johnny Fisher. But apart from that, who were some of the more hyped prospects coming through? Obviously, Nick Campbell had a bit of hype for that first fight. He was on a Sky card. He got a bit of a push there. So perhaps we could see him joining a Matchroom or another stable where he can get some TV time in the UK. I totally expect to see that to happen. Okay, so we'll get to the Nicholas Asberry fight because there's really not too much more to say about this Nick Campbell performance, all over pretty quickly, and so too the Asberry one, him defeating Gergely Horvarth, and more so why I wanted to talk about Nicholas Asberry, because it's quite an interesting case. Asberry, once upon a time, was a prospect with a fair amount of buzz, actually, but then he took an unexpected loss to Malcolm Tan back in 2016. Was out of the ring for 5 years, returned earlier this year, and he was meant to just have a quick tune-up down in Mexico. He ended up losing a majority decision. And a lot of people may remember Asberry as coming out in 2019 saying that Tyson Fury had cheated in sparring, that he'd doctored his gloves and didn't have any padding in them. And here is the clip of that one. You can see him sort of squeezing this here. We'll just play a little bit of the audio clip.
Look at that shit. I could touch my other side of my finger with this shit, and there's shit falling out from the middle of the glove. Does he know who the I am?
So obviously he was pretty upset with that. So he's over the years still been training in the gym, obviously been plotting and planning a comeback. There was that sort of incident with the gloves, which he may be best known with sort of fans for. I mean, he has also been associated with some different YouTubers around some of the Deontay Wilder stuff post the Tyson Fury loss. I mean, he has been spotted on different YouTube channels giving his various thoughts and all that. So then he came back after 5 years absence and lost a majority decision. So obviously they've decided get him out again, and a bit of a soft touch in Gergely Horvarth, who was a 7-12 journeyman. So, I mean, for him, that was his first win since 2016. So a long time, about 5 years or so, 5 years and change. So I guess for him, good to get back in the winning column. But yeah, it's hard to sort of know what they're going to do with him or really where his level is at. I mean, taking losses, majority decision losses to Mexican journeymen doesn't sort of bode well for, where he's going to be going. But I guess, we'll have to see, time may prove this out. Maybe he got jobbed on the cards. I didn't see that fight, but just looking here at BoxRec, it was 39-37, 39-37, 38-38. So, yeah, somewhat, competitive by actually looking at the scorecards, but still a loss against a journeyman. And then now this fight against Gergely Horvarth. So, yeah, not too much to sort of say about the fight itself because it was what it was. I mean, took care of him, did his job. He advances now to a record of 10-2. Nick Campbell advanced to 2-0. I expect to see that we'll have Campbell on screens somewhere soon, and we'll be seeing some of his development. I mean, obviously there's a little bit of buzz about him because he's a big guy, good engine, seems to put his punches together quite well. Nick Asberry, not so sure we'll see, what we'll see of him. He is sort of looked after, managed by Martin Mikulajic, who was putting on that card. So potentially you may see him on some more cards from Mikulajic in sometime soon. But what did you make of it all if you did catch it? If you didn't, what do you think of Campbell as a prospect? And Nick Asberry, who clearly doesn't like Tyson Fury, but has got the win here. Drop a comment loud and often, hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.